Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alison, the online piano and online violin tutor. So today's video is going to be addressing 3 ways or reasons why your bow is bouncing or shaking on the violin. Now this is part 1 of 3, so there are 3 videos on different reasons why there are bow bouncing, and I've just split it up into 3 videos just to make it a little bit more, easier and more bite-sized. So those videos will be linked directly underneath this video, and obviously the other part 2 and part 3, the other videos. So before we do go any further with this video, I just want to welcome all my new subscribers and anybody that is new to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. But for those of you that are new and do not know, I have a 1 to 30 violin course. I just very quickly just want to grab your attention and tell you about that, because I know how hard it is to learn to play the violin and you don't know where to start. You go into Google or YouTube and you type in how to play the violin and you get reams of videos that come up all trying to tell you how to play the violin. But then you'll go and watch that video, it'll tell you one thing, you'll go and watch another video, it'll tell you something else, and then you can end up getting a little bit confused because you're not following a methodology, you're not following a proper course, and you just scatter gunning, and then you end up, then searching individual videos to kind of overcome the problems. Whereas if you follow a structured course and follow someone that is teaching a properly manufactured and structured course, like myself, then you're not going to encounter so many problems and having to kind of go around all the internet and hunt those videos down. So if I can just grab your attention for the next 1 to 2 minutes, and if you could just indulge me, then I just wanted to quickly tell you about my 1 to 30 violin course. And obviously don't forget, the best part of my 1 to 30 violin course is that the first 10 lessons, all the resources and everything you need that goes with the first 10 lessons is absolutely free. So you can try before you buy, you can try the first 10 lessons before you pay any money out to my course to see if you like it, see if the way I teach, see how you get on in the first 10 lessons. But I guarantee you will be coming back for more and you will be buying the rest of the course, because it really is a fantastic course, an accumulation of 25 years of private teaching. So my 1 to 30 violin course is a fully comprehensive and professional course that guarantees to take you from a complete beginner to an accomplished intermediate level by the end of it. The course is very simple and is very easy to understand without the commitment of an in-person tutor, but it guarantees to give you the same level of skill that you would actually get from a private tutor. The lessons are easy to follow with videos that accompaniment, and you don't need any prior knowledge of music, as the course has been designed that anyone of any age and level can follow it. The course covers everything from how to hold the bow and the violin, how to read music, technical exercises to improve your skill and dexterity, music theory, bowing exercises, more complex pieces, and so much more. There really is no other course like this available on the internet worldwide, and the results and reviews do speak for themselves. My course will take you from this and at the end of it, I guarantee you'll be playing like this. The course is fully downloadable worldwide and is available from my shop at www.amsmusicshop.com, and it is priced at a one-time fee of $59.99 US. So as soon as you purchase, you can get started straight away. All you will need before you start is your violin and enthusiasm. And very quickly, just before we do jump into the rest of the video, I just want to mention my Patreon site that I have and my own website subscription site. They're both exactly the same. It's kind of either or. They're both priced at $10 a month. You both get access to, I think it's around about 800 sheets of violin music that have just been accumulated on my channel over the last kind of 10-11 years that I've been on here. You'll also get access to violin backing tracks, easy piano music. There's some private blogs that are there, a community forum. There's lots of things available on both Patreon and my website subscription. But as I say, both are at the same price. I'll put some details underneath so you can have a look and get more information. But it is one of, if not the only place on the internet that you can get access for literally so much violin music for such a small amount of money. Getting straight into it, number one, a bow hair tightness. I see this all the time. So a lot of people over tighten their bows, and it's so important. I'm hoping you can see this on camera, which is why I'm holding this up here, but you should have it should be concave in the middle of the bow. What I see a lot of people do is, this bow might do it because might not do it because it's an expensive bow, but if I tighten this bow, I don't want to tighten my bow too much, but if you can see this coming out, if I tighten my bow, it looks like the same width between the hair and the wood here all the way across to here. Now we don't want that. What we want is a wider width at the two ends here and here, and we want it to be concave in the middle. So what I generally tend to do is tighten the bow until it is completely parallel, until you've got two straight lines. Now that's over tightened, but what I will then do is I will undo it maybe 2 or 3 goes until I can just see the bow in the middle flex. I don't know if you can see that on camera. I think you can, looking on the viewfinder. And now it has just gone enough, concave enough. That's where I know the bow is. So the way I like to personally tighten the bow, maybe you might disagree with me out there, but the way I like to tighten the bow is that I obviously loosen my bow at the end of every playing session, and I put it in my case completely unloosened or completely loosened. You don't want to leave your bow ever tight in the case, because otherwise the hairs, it's a bit like putting too much pressure on an elastic band, and then over time you'll find that the hairs will just become loose at the ferrule and the end. So what I tend to do is I will tighten my bow, and I will tighten it, I will over tighten it to the point where I don't want to play like that. So I will tighten it till it's almost parallel, and then I will take it down just maybe a couple of sort of little turns, and that's where I have my bow. So that's where you want it. So you want a nice curve in there. But if your bow is too straight, and I see this all the time, I don't know why students tend to over tighten them, but tighten their bows. I'm just forever telling them not to. I can't control my own bow. This is a very expensive bow, worth thousands of dollars, and just because I've over tightened it like maybe a quarter of a turn, I now have literally no control over my own bow. It's never, it sounds really bad, but I literally can't bow it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it down until we've got a little curve in the bow, and now I'm back to having full control. So just make sure you've got a little bit of flex in the bow there, a little bit of concaveness, not too much, but just enough. Now, the second reason, moving on from reason 1, is the quality of the bow. Now, the quality of the bow is going to go hand in hand with with obviously over tightening it as well. But if you've got a bit of a sort of a cheaper bow, and I'm talking, like $10, $20, or something that came with a $50 violin, you're not going to be able to get the right tightness in the bow. So you're going to struggle to get a nice concaveness in the bow. I know that's not a word, but you're going to struggle to get anything concave in the wood of the bow. So the quality of the bow is going to make a huge difference. If you've got a good quality bow, that bow will function well for you. So before you've even put the bow on the strings, you're fighting a losing battle because you're not even able to make your equipment work as it should do. So just make sure you've got a good quality bow. If you haven't got a good quality bow, I would just recommend that you invest in it. Everybody will tell you that a violin less than $200 is going to be a complete waste of time, even though I know a lot of people don't want to pay out the money. But if you're spending a lot of your own time and effort into learning an instrument, the last thing you want to be doing is learning it on equipment that's just no better than a toy, really. Okay, and the third and final reason in this video is that your wrist may be low, stroke incorrect bow hold. So I'm not going to go into the actual bow hold or how to hold the bow. I've got loads of videos on that, and one that I've kind of released recently. But basically, you want to make sure that your wrist is up high. So a lot of people have their wrist lower than the actual bow itself. So you want to make sure that your wrist is high. So can you see? Basically, my wrist is like this, so it's hanging down. So it's not like this. So my wrist should be in line with my elbow. It should never be down. It should be always above the knuckles. So when I'm playing, I'm always like this. So my wrist is high. My wrist is never down, and therefore my shoulder and my elbow is never down. Because if you're like that, you're not going to be able to. You're just not going to have any control over any bow movement, regardless whether you're bouncing or shaking or not. You're just not going to have. You're not going to have anything. So always make sure that your wrist is a lot higher, because then you're coming at the bow from a more upwards angle or a higher angle, so that when the bow is hitting the strings, you have full control. When your wrist is down, as I say, it's just, everything is just too lax here. So, you know, you just can't do it. Whereas if you're up high like this, you can place the bow down and you've got absolute full control with it. So those were just the first 3 reasons why I think that you might have some bow shaking or bow bouncing on your bow. Don't forget to check out part 2 and part 3. Those will be linked in the description box underneath. But thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.